Hey, it's Mitch Native Survival. I was tagged by Red Dirt Survival to show my 2 favorite bushcraft knives. Now I'm getting ready to post this video and I realized I didn't have an intro, so here's the intro and here's the knives. Okay, so I really couldn't just pick 2 of my favorite bushcraft knives, so I jumped it up to 4. Here's my old standby. Mora Q. This is the one that I have on me pretty much every second of my life, unless I'm sleeping, I suppose. Yeah, great knife. Really like the balance on it. Holds a great edge. It's high carbon steel, so it's easy to sharpen, and you can throw sparks off the spine. If you want to use it like a flint and steel, make this your steel. I also like the high visibility red, so if you drop it, the pommel really kind of jumps out at you. Okay, so you can find this on our site. It's a pretty common knife, Mora Q. I just got a jacked up custom sheath for it. The sheath it comes with looks a little like this one, which is a fine sheath, but a buddy of mine, Brandon, wanted to make me one, so I obliged. That one's done. Okay, now, Mora Triflex. This is a really cool knife. It's laminate steel. I've only used it a few times, that's why it's so clean. A buddy of mine, Derek, gave me this knife. His channel is Sarge Faria, and he has a website if you want to grab the knife from him, and it's sargefaria.com. Now, I have, like I said, I only used it a few times. It's a phenomenal knife. Really like the grip. Nice steel. One of the things I checked, like I always check, is if it can throw sparks off its spine. So you can see it's scratched there pretty good. Throwing sparks. Actually, we were in his living room at the time. Gotta love it. Anyways, that's a really cool knife. So I got my old standby. I got a gift from Sarge Faria. Awesome knife. Now this knife is my backup knife that's always in my kit. It's always in my rucksack. And it's by New Forest Bushcraft. Now Rich over at New Forest Bushcraft made me a custom version of Dale's knife. And that's what this is right here. Really nice. 01 high carbon steel. Full tang. Red liners. Get some initials and stuff on it. It also throws excellent sparks, which I've done many times with this blade. It's got my initials on the sheath and stuff. Really comfortable. Cuts really nice. This is just a really nice blade. Okay, and my bushcraft knife, that's my favorite knife that I always have with me in my pocket. I always have these 2 knives with me all the time. This is my beater, if I want to cut through pine and other sappy woods, conifers, things like that, I go with this first, beat the crap out of it. But when I'm hanging out in the woods and I'm sleeping out there for a week or whatever it is, this is the one that's on my belt all the time. Where the opposite is true. If I'm anywhere, this is on my belt all the time. And that's in my pocket pretty much. So I kind of swap them around a little bit. But I always have these 2 on me. Now this knife is just phenomenal. It's also 01 high carbon tool steel, which is my favorite steel. This is Ray Mears Bushcraft knife. Phenomenal. No liners on this, which I was surprised about. Obviously it's full tang. All my knives are Scandi. I prefer Scandi grind over any other grind. This is definitely the most expensive knife out of all of them. But meat and potatoes, if there was really one knife, it'd be this one. You know, I use my Mora right here more than any other knife. I use it all day, every second of my life. But this is the real deal right here. Let's get some birch bark. It's supposed to put a DC3 sharpening stone in here by Fallen Living. I have some birch bark in here and a couple needles right down in there, stuck in the birch bark. So I have, you know, a good fire source, good tinder, and needles, and I have some bank line wrapped around. So it's a sewing kit and a fire kit. And to continue my fire, I also have a little char tin right here that I keep on the end. And inside this little char tin, I keep cattail fluff. I did a vid on it, char cattail. That's the same tin I used. So these are my 4 favorite bushcraft knives. We have Ramirez Bushcraft knife, Ultimate. We have New Forest Bushcraft. This is Dale's model. It's a little custom version of that knife. Awesome. All these knives are awesome. Mora Triflex. Pleasure to use. And my workhorse, my High-Q Mora that we have on our site. So again, you can find this on our site. You can find this on Sarge Ferrier's site, sargeferrier.com. This is on nativesurvival.com. This is on newforestbushcraft.com. That's over in the UK. And this is on Ramirez.com. They actually are not going to make them with this handle anymore, because they ran out of the wood. It was reclaimed from a church, and the wood's gone. It's just all used up. Okay, so now that's my 2 favorite bushcraft knives, which turned into 4. And now I'm going to tag 2 friends of mine so we can see what their knives are. Okay, first one is Derek, Sarge Ferrier, and I'll have links as well. And my buddy Matt, which is Timber Fox CT. Let's see what you guys got. Well, it's been Mitch Native Survival. Appreciate your views, your comments, and your support. I'll see you in the next vid. You're up.